34F. I'm a wife and mama to two little boys who are 5 and 3. I also gave birth to a baby girl 4 months ago. When I had my two sons, I was in labor for around 24 and 10 hours respectively and had epidurals during both deliveries. Both of these deliveries went relatively smoothly. I had the complete opposite experience with my daughter. She came a few weeks early, and my water broke a few minutes after I got into the office to start the day. My poor coworkers. Luckily, my husband works nearby and was able to get to me fairly quickly. Unfortunately, we were in the middle of rush hour, and the traffic was terrible. I honestly thought I wasn't going to make it to the hospital on time and that I'd have to give birth in the car. Luckily, my husband got me to the hospital. Unfortunately, by the time we got there, it was time to push, and there wasn't time for an epidural. To be honest, I was panicking. I was in so much pain and didn't think I could handle it. My husband calmed me down, and I was able to have my daughter vaginally, but it was truly the most painful experience of my life. It could be recency bias, but I remember it being significantly more painful than it was with the epidural. I honestly would have gotten the medication had there been enough time, and personally wouldn't recommend the experience to anyone who has a choice. My husband has an older sister who has two sons, 8M and 5M. I get along with her for the most part, but she can be sensitive and a bit competitive sometimes. My in-laws had a dinner at their house last night, and my sister-in-law was there. At one point, I was sitting with my MIL and SIL, and they were taking turns holding my daughter. My MIL is actually a doctor and was on the phone with me during the ride to the hospital. She brought up the day I had my daughter and said she truly didn't think we'd make to the hospital on time. I said that I'm glad I was able to give birth in a hospital, but wished I had made it in time for an epidural. My MIL asked how much worse it was without the medication, and I said it was significantly worse and easily the most pain I've ever experienced in my entire life. My SIL rolled her eyes and said she was tired of hearing about it even though we've only talked about it twice. I asked if she was upset, and she accused me of bragging about the fact that I gave birth naturally. She also said I was comparing my experience to the experiences of women who give birth with epidurals. I said I wasn't comparing myself to other women, but explaining how the experience was different for me since I've given birth both ways. She accused me of trying to one-up other women and making it seem like I had it so much worse than they did. This honestly confused me, and I said I was just describing my experience. I said I wasn't trying to one-up anyone and that I would have gotten the epidural had I made it to the hospital on time. I also said I'm happy that she had epidurals when she had her sons because I always want her and the people I love to be in the least amount of pain possible. This set her off, and she asked if I thought her deliveries were easy or painless because she had epidurals. I said of course not, but I'm glad she had medicine to give her some relief. This was clearly the wrong thing to say because she said I proved her point and stormed off. My MIL and husband both say she's being ridiculous. I spoke to my sister about it, and she thinks I should apologize because there are a lot of people who judge women for having epidurals, and I may have triggered her / made her feel like less of a mother for making these comments. But I don't see why I should apologize when I'm not judging her for having an epidural. As I said, I'm glad she had one because she wanted it and it eased some of the pain. I don't understand why that's an offensive way of viewing the situation, but maybe I'm missing something? AITAH?